ICAL Alive will tell you about the constable's unlikely reappearance after 5 days lost in the bush. And curfew ends. Killings begin. There were 3 murders this weekend. We'll tell you about them. Plus another COVID death. We'll have details. Plus a frightening spike in cases in the Orange Walk district. Also, the school year started today. Distance learning style. We'll tell you what to expect. And a 21-year-old Belizean nominated for Best Actress. She's heading to the Venice Film Festival right now. We'll talk to her. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Monday, September 7th, 2020. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Craig.
Now is the time to sign up for the best postpaid plans in the country because Digi has doubled the data in all their plans. Now you can get even more done, connect even more, stream even more, create even more, and share even more. All on the fastest mobile network that gives you the most coverage nationwide. Now is the time to go postpaid with plans starting as low as $49 monthly. Shared plans are also available, all with unlimited talk and text. So don't wait. Hurry over to your nearest Digi store to sign up today. Enjoy double the data in all postpaid plans only with Digi.
One year ago in September, the UDP promised assistance to farmers affected by drought. The farmers waited.
We had a little issue there.
And waited.
The first problem we had, if I may say so.
And they got nothing. In April of this year, still nothing.
That money will not be available maybe until September or October.
And now, in September, more promises.
If we had an audience, we would shortly be clapping for this.
Nobody's clapping for this UDP circus. Lies and false promises while the people suffer. It is time for all of you to go.
Grandpa, I want crystal water, please. Can I please get 1 crystal water, please?
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome.
It pleases your heart, knowing she will grow up drinking the brand you have always trusted. It gives you peace of mind. Crystal Water. Taste you can trust.
Our frontline teams continue to deliver safe and reliable power to customers every day. We are in your neighborhoods and care about your safety. Please continue to maintain a social distance of 6 feet to allow our teams to serve you safely. Our work continues to keep the lights on.
Ready and comfort.
hard, so you need a mobile plan that can keep up. Digi is now offering unlimited talk and text and double the data on all plans and up to 60 gigs for the Plus plans, all backed up by the fastest and largest mobile network. More work, more fun, more you. Visit your nearest Digi store today.
Some people you're right, and them still choose to show you hate.
Willoughby has repeatedly proven himself to be a very unreliable person. He would therefore be another UDP 5-year disaster for Port Loyola. This is why UDP Dean Samuel said Willoughby suddenly ended his campaign to be the UDP standard bearer for the Albert Division.
Party make him off and that business, but he do it for you one personal reason that show that not show you have people best interest at heart.
After accepting Farber's assistance with his political campaign in every possible way, Willoughby turned around and supported Saldivar for the UDP leadership.
Mr. Farber and Mr. Saldivar, I recall, but Mr. Farber was a general on the ground in the city, who I remember being instrumental and putting his head on the line to support you in that convention. Are you being ungrateful? Are you being a backstabber?
And I know, like Jesus, everybody have their own Judas, right? And Philip, in my opinion, was kind of double dipping. He was on Saldivar's side when it was convenient. He was on my side when it was convenient.
Like singing April, unconscionable Willoughby strongly believed that persons who were unemployed before COVID-19, including hundreds of single mothers, should not receive any financial assistance for hardship caused by the coronavirus. Willoughby made that point clear on 7 News Belize on April 7 when he said,
My political opponent putting up a post on social media, Facebook, saying that if you aren't working, you qualify for the government stimulus. If you were working and had stopped work, not work any at all, man.
Finally, Willoughby supports the use of taxpayers' money to pay bills, but not to acquire land for the people. This is what he said on Love FM Morning Show on Monday, April 20.
But no people mislead people and think that we get elected government will have money to acquire those that silly that it won't happen.
Reject very unreliable and unconscionable Willoughby in Port Loyola.
I'm Chef Sean Quillen, and I got a nice surprise for you today.
Take your cooking skills to a whole new level with Glazed Out, TNC's first ever cooking show with culinary expert Chef Sean Quillen. Tune in every week for exciting Belizean cuisine and some of Belize's biggest names in culinary art and culture, and watch as they create unique and delicious meals that will surely excite your taste buds. Glazed Out in the kitchen with Chef Sean.
Belizean food, how another level. Premiering only on TNC 10.
PC Bernard Ekal, who was missing for 5 days and counting, turned up this afternoon alive and well right back at the Mahaquila observation post where he disappeared last week Wednesday. What happened in those 5 days? Where was he and how did he get back in one piece? Well, all that will be answered tomorrow morning in a press conference hosted by the Commissioner of Police in Belmopan. But tonight we can confirm that the 26-year-old constable and father of 2 from San Roman Stan Creek is safe and in good health, all things considered. It's a huge relief for his family and also for the police department and BDF. Jules Vasquez looks at the search efforts and all that could have gone wrong out there in the deep bush of the Columbia Forest Reserve.
This morning, the Commissioner of Police joined 14 regular police officers in San Jose Village on a search and rescue operation for PC Bernard Ekal, last seen 5 days ago at a Machaquila observation post. Williams took a walk through the rugged road that leads from San Jose to Machaquila. Not an easy road, you might say. The teams of police, BDF and Coast Guard, 70 officers in all, had a vast forested area to cover, full of rutted roads, often impassable. And this road is a shortcut. This one is the better, longer road inundated by rains. For the police, soldiers, and guardsmen, it was arduous but necessary.
What is the limit in terms of resources? And when I say that, I mean financially, to find one officer.
Well, it is going to be as much as it takes to find him.
And for as much intensive searching as they put in, it was mostly for naught, because PC Ikal did not get lost too far from where he was last seen. Ikal and 8 BDF soldiers who make up the patrol team had been dispatched to Machakila 1 week ago on Monday, September 1st, and dropped off at San Jose, Hawaii.
Yes, this is a drop-off point for them.
Yeah.
They drop off here on a Tuesday morning, and I think it's a 2 days trucking or 3 days trucking, depends on your load. No?
Most of the soldiers did it in 15 hours. Ikal and one of the soldiers took a full day. But as he got there on September 2nd, the entire team was ordered to return to Punta Gorda due to the approaching Hurricane Nana. So that was on Tuesday, September 2nd, the day after they had completed that arduous hike into Machakila. But when the patrol team went to stash some equipment in a nearby cave at 9 that morning, Ikal disappeared and was not seen again.
They suspected that he may have left the outpost ahead and that they would have caught up with him along the way.
The 8 soldiers left him behind and headed out on a long hike back to San Jose, Hawaii, where he did not appear even 24 hours later. The soldiers did not or could not report him missing until they were picked up the following morning. Sir, were all best practices and protocols followed on the patrol? I would have to imagine some team protocol has been worked out where officers from the BDF and the police can keep an eye on each other.
Well, the fact that the police officer is missing, I think would be a clear indication that all the proper protocols and procedures were not followed.
But though he was left behind, Ikal somehow survived. He stumbled right back into the Machakila camp today, alive and well, police say. The best news for his desperately worried family in San Roman village.
Yes, we heard the news. We were all glad. Tired Ikal's family were very happy to hear that they find my brother. Yes, we just want to see him. We were praying as a family. We were praying very hard for him.
Prayers that even penetrated this bush. Valentina Zub, a veteran bushman from San Jose who joined the search this morning, says it's easy to get lost coming out of Machakila.
Well, I was worrying if the police that if he gone to Guatemala area, if once he reached the village, he has to turn back. But if he come in the middle of the forest, then he completely lost. Yeah, because a lot of trail back there.
Lots of trails and lots of cross-border poachers.
There are many trails there close to the Machakila, behind the Garcia farm.
And those trails were made by who?
By Guatemalans, yeah, where they can cut lumber.
But somehow, even in the wild hinterlands, the constable managed to avoid all those pitfalls and perils and stay alive, due in no small part to the fact that he had ample provisions.
The good news is that he have with him 2 weeks supply of ration. So we're hoping that if it is that he's lost, that he'll be able to sustain himself.
And again, we'll have all the details tomorrow when the commissioner holds a press conference to fill in all the blanks. We know that while Ikal lives in San Roman, his family confirms that he was born in Halacte in Toledo West, within the same general area where he got lost. He is a member of the SPU, and it was his third patrol to the Machakila. And we turn now from that happy news to another grim weekend of killings, one of the bloodiest we've had in a while. And it all started on Friday, not coincidentally, the first night without curfew in a month. The killers came out stalking their prey, and by midnight on Friday there would be 2 dead in the Belize district. The first victim was Oniel Ferguson, killed in his home as he and his girlfriend were lying down watching TV. Cherise Helsal has the story.
This is the home that 23-year-old O'Neill Ferguson shared with his girlfriend, Rondine Gillett. That was up until Friday night when Ferguson was killed by a gunman who fired at the couple right through their bedroom window. 2 days later, Ferguson's mother is still grieving, but she holds no illusions about the man her son was.
He done me a good person. I know I take up for my son, and I know I lie to nobody because he wasn't good. He was bad, see we. My niece from Hattieville called and tell me that they just don't shut up. I just walk over next side, she was my next start to live, and I can't tell she.
What were your emotions at that time?
Oh, we break down and cry. I couldn't hold it back in, you know, because they catch me just surprised, you know, when they catch me on a level like where I don't expect that. So we just broke down and cry.
While Ferguson was shot 8 times, his girlfriend, who was also shot, escaped with her life.
They heard someone tampering with the window of their house, and they made checks, at which point several gunshots were heard. Rondine Gillett received gunshot injuries to the arm, and Ferguson was taken to the KHMH where he was pronounced dead on arrival. One person is detained for investigation into this matter.
Sir, do we know why Ferguson was killed?
We do not know at this time, no.
Is there any connection to that ongoing rivalry in that community?
Yes, we are looking at that to determine if it is connected to the other shootings that have occurred in that area in the past. We are looking at that since to see if he has affiliation with the persons that are involved in different rivals in that area.
But if Ferguson was a gang member, his mother says she never knew it. And this evening, she reflected on whether his silence could have been for his family's protection.
I not even know that they made a target. You know, because you don't know a person like that. Well, his Tama, it wasn't like talk to nobody. Maybe he talked to his friends then where he hang out with there. But I don't know, really like down to earth Tima. It was good to his family, you know, friends where you have good today, you know, so we never had no problem with that. Nothing. I say you don't want to put him in and war, danger or nothing. You know, it's a stamper than it. So, really talk to me like that.
Cherise Halsall, 7 News.
Police recovered 12 9mm expended shells at the scene, and Ferguson was shot 8 times. His girlfriend, Rondine Gillett, has been released from the hospital. And on that same Friday night, about an hour and a half after that deadly shooting in Hattieville, Belize City Police had to respond to another murder. This time the victim was 37-year-old Edwin Vanegas, a mechanic of Curl Thompson Street. At around midnight, Vanegas was shot as he sped down the street, apparently fleeing from a man he had been arguing with. At today's police press briefing, the deputy head of the National Criminal Investigations Branch shared a few more details about what police know so far about Vanegas' killing. Here are those comments.
On Friday, the 4th day of September 2020, around 11:56 p.m., police visited Santa Barbara Street, Belize City, where they observed the lifeless body of a male person later identified as Edwin Vanegas, 37 years, with gunshot injuries to the body. He was found inside a car that was stationary at the time. Investigation revealed that Vanegas had an argument with a male person on Santa Barbara Street, and then he drove off, and shortly thereafter several gunshots were heard, and the vehicle came to a stop at a short distance ahead. He was taken to the KHMH where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Investigation continues into this matter.
Sir, do we know what's the nature of that argument?
We do not know at this time.
Any suspects?
No suspect at this time.
Did Mr. Vanegas have any beef, any rivalry with anyone?
Not that we know at this time, no.
We approached his family members and friends for comment today, and they declined out of concern for their own personal safety. One close friend told us that they have no idea who would want to hurt him because he was a fun-loving and easygoing personality. And the killing didn't stop there. It continued on Sunday night in the city when, again, close to midnight, killers were stalking their prey for another at-home execution. Daniel Ortiz tells us about the demise of Dylan Dougal.
At around 11:20 last night, 25-year-old Dylan Dougal was sitting here on the stairs of this two-story home. He was with his girlfriend when a gunman and his accomplice arrived. The shooter pretended to be a customer who was looking to buy some smoking supplies. That distraction was just enough for the gunman to catch Dougal and his girlfriend off guard so that the shooter could get close and gun him down.
Investigation revealed that he was on his veranda when two male persons came asking to purchase Fonto, at which point they were told that there was none to sell at the house. One of the male persons asked for someone else at the house, and they made their way on the steps of the house, and one of them pulled out a firearm and fired several shots at Dougal, causing the fatal injuries to him. Thereafter, the two male persons fled from the area.
From my understanding, he was at home, actually. He was on the veranda while someone came to the yard and asked for a Fonto or a bamboo or something to that. And it seems like the gunman was already there at the time. And the first shot, they say that he got 5 shots. The first shot that he get was in the chest. But he's a diabetic patient, so, when he get that first shot, probably, I don't know if he may can't blank out or what, but from my understanding as well, he was struggling with the gunman also, and then that's when he fell on top of him, and that's when he gave him the next 4 shots in the face now.
It is unclear why Dougal was executed in this manner, but police have their suspicions that he had possible gang connections. His family disputes that. They say that he was unfortunately labeled as a supposed member of the PIV gang simply because he lived in that gang's turf.
Is Dougal involved in any sort of gang business there in the
Yeah, we have got information that he's affiliated with a group in that area.
So he is certainly the target of this shooting.
Yes, he was the one that was targeted.
To be honest with you, sir, this whole thing, I'm not saying it's a gun affiliated thing, but on my behalf, the way how I see things is flowing right now, that you can't living in any area without somebody just place you as that person in that area. Yes, he used to live in the PIV area because that's where his grandmother lived, but then he's a working person. So he was trying to get all his stuff together in order to build his house, because actually he was going to move from there. But then he was getting all his supplies ready in order for him to just, move from where he was and locate somewhere else.
Unfortunately, that plan to leave that part of the city did not occur quick enough, and now Dougal's murder means that his children are now fatherless.
He had 1 child, and then he also had 1 on the way as well. He's just someone that always there for his little son and the other one on the way. No, the one is on the way, and that one won't even get to know his father. Right now, his little son even asking for him, but you can't really explain to him until time goes by.
Reporting for 7 News, Daniel Ortiz.
A few of his family members have acknowledged that he had come in conflict with the law, but they say that he made serious attempts at changing his life in recent years. We'll take a break now, but when we come back, the latest COVID figures that came out 45 minutes ago. Plus, the new school year opens, and it's nothing like you've ever seen before. We'll tell you about the new school rules. Don't go away.
When we started to build our house, we knew that we would have to enjoy living in it for the rest of our lives.
At Benny's, we found a large selection of exactly what we wanted.
Today our house is finished. The windows, doors and door locks combine strength and quality to give our home a good feeling of security.
We're completely pleased with our kitchen, which features state-of-the-art Delta faucets and reliable GE appliances.
Our bath fixtures and accessories blends perfectly with the tiles that we paint.
We used warm paint colors that give a cozy effect, complementing our lights and fans.
From the grand entrance onto our beautifully tiled floors.
We are comfortable in our home, truly content with the knowledge that we did well shopping at Benny's.
Benny's and you, together we can make your dream house come true.
Now is the time to sign up for the best postpaid plans in the country because Digi has doubled the data in all their plans. Now you can get even more done, connect even more, stream even more, create even more, and share even more. All on the fastest mobile network that gives you the most coverage nationwide. Now is the time to go postpaid with plans starting as low as $49 monthly. Shared plans are also available, all with unlimited talk and text. So don't wait. Hurry over to your nearest Digi store to sign up today. Enjoy double the data in all postpaid plans only with Digi.
Price Premier Products Limited has been proudly serving Belize for many years. We aim to serve you better and are pleased to announce our new office with convenient parking at number 1728 Chatamal Street, Belize City. Here, you will find our Price Smart outlet opening on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Be impressed with the variety of quality branded products such as Pampers, Always, Tide and Downy, Del Monte, DAC, Vigo and Alessi, Duracell, Crystal Farm Cheese, Linda Powdered Milk, Great Lakes Pork Tails, Ground Coffee, Authentic Gillette for men and women. We distribute many of the world's top and finest brands to supermarkets and stores nationwide. For authentic brands and quality products, visit us today. Price Premier Products Limited, importer and distributor of fine quality products.
Bellykin got your back. What you mean? Brother, when you buy a 6-pack of Bellykin beer, Bellykin Stout or Bellykin Light, you could enter for winning a Bellykin's weekly drawings. What are the prizes? Over 10,000 in a weekly prizes, including Bellykin beer, Bellykin bar tabs, and cash. With your purchase on a 6-pack, scan the QR code or visit bellykin.com/win to enter your unique 6-pack ID. But make sure you keep your 6-pack cartons for proof of purchase.
Boy, Bellykin really got the back with the purchase at every 6-pack.
Bellykin, the beer of Belize.
Congratulations to our Bellykin Got Your Back winners to date. Continue purchasing your 6-packs and entering your codes for a chance to win over $10,000 in weekly prizes because Bellykin got your back.
Bellykin, the beer of Belize.
Ready and comfort.
Hard, so you need a mobile plan that can keep up. Digi is now offering unlimited talk and text and double the data on all plans and up to 60 gigs for the Plus plans, all backed up by the fastest and largest mobile network. More work, more fun, more you. Visit your nearest Digi store today.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to deal devastating blows to our health and economic sectors. While our agricultural sector has suffered, the reality is that our farmers have long been neglected and cries for assistance have been ignored. No more. We have listened. Join the People's United Party on social media and mainstream media outlets on
Wednesday, September 9th at 8 p.m.
In consultation with farmers and agricultural stakeholders countrywide, the party has created a comprehensive plan to breathe new life into this most critical sector. From tax reform to and financing to diversification and new markets, food security will be a major priority of a new PUP government.
When we left you on Friday, there were 15 COVID-related deaths. Tonight, there is one more. A man in his late 70s who died at the Northern Regional Hospital. Today is COVID death number 16. And that northern region has an alarming number of new cases. On Saturday and Sunday, 77 new confirmed cases came out of the Orange Walk district. A breakdown provided on Sunday shows 10 cases in the town, an alarming 26 new cases in the village of San Felipe, 1 case in Trinidad, 1 in San Jose, 1 in San Jose Palmar, 2 in August Pine Ridge, 3 in Blue Creek, 1 in San Lazaro, 3 in Trial Farm, 1 in Guinea Grass, and 1 case that originated in Belize City. That was last night's numbers, and tonight's test results show 7 cases in the Corozal district, 5 in Pachacan and 2 in Caledonia, 6 coming out of the Orange Walk district with 2 in Champine Ridge, 2 in the town, 1 in Trial Farm and 1 more in San Felipe. Belize district has 12 new positives, 1 from San Pedro, 5 from Kikoka and 6 in the city. While the Cayo district has 20 new cases tonight, 4 in Belmopan, 7 in San Jose Socots, 4 in San Ignacio, 4 in Santa Elena and 1 in Benque Viejo. The Toledo district is reporting 1 new case in Punta Gorda. So there are now 1,307 total cases since March and almost 1,000 active cases. About 100,000 pre- and primary school students have been out of school for almost 6 months, but school started today, distance learning style. And to mark the tentative step forward, the Ministry of Education held a virtual school opening ceremony. Keynote speaker and Minister of Education, Patrick Faber, outlined the 3 priority areas for the school year: health, safety, and student welfare. Here's more from his address.
Welcome students, teachers and parents to this new school year 2020-2021. This will be a unique year marked with blended learning, virtual classrooms, and at-home learning engagements. The home will be the new classroom. Teachers and parents will partner as education facilitators. Ministry of Education and Management will support teachers, students, and the parents. Together, we will ensure that our students have a successful academic school year. I know this will be a school year filled with anxieties, doubts, and uncertainties, but I want to assure you that the Ministry of Education will do everything in its power to ensure that students are meaningfully engaged in distance education and that health, safety, and students' welfare our priorities. Let me share some of the things we are implementing to ensure the success of every student. Students at the pre-primary and primary level will have access to free workbooks filled with activities to reinforce the topics taught. Each school will develop a lending library and will give storybooks to each child with guided questions. The National Library Service is also making it possible for parents to borrow about 4 books over a 4-week period. We will develop a literacy corner on the ministry's Facebook page. The objective of the Literacy Corner is to encourage daily reading and writing. Teachers will model how to read to and with your children. We will develop model lessons at the various levels with easy-to-follow research-based strategies that parents can use to facilitate learning. Teachers will provide ongoing support to students and parents. Schools are advised to develop a communication plan with parents. Parents, I implore you to use this channel of communication. The Ministry of Education has dedicated this school year as the Year of Literacy. Dr. Seuss stated, "The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go." We want to continue to move Belize forward. We want to ensure we are preparing our students for the global community. We want them to embrace their language identities and also become competent communicators in the English language. With that said, each month will be marked with activities focusing on an aspect of literacy, such as digital literacy, oral language development, literal, critical, and inferential literacy skills. Literacy is all of our business. Again, I wish everyone the best in these uncertain times. I ask that you support your children and create a learning space at home that will be conducive to learning. We are a team, and together we can make distance education meaningful. Together we can continue to educate our students. The education of our children matters, and it's all our responsibility.
As we told you on Friday, the first month of the school year will not involve face-to-face interactions between students and teachers, but instead focus on online and paper-based materials to get children up to speed on what they missed during last year's cancelled third term. In Friday's news, we told you about the drug bust on San Pedro, where police found over 3 kilos of cocaine. Tonight, the 3 men police connected to the drugs are on remand at the Belize Central Prison. They are 21-year-old Leon Williams, a resident of the island town's Boca del Rio area, 18-year-old Ethan Bardalis, a resident of the San Pablo area, and 22-year-old Jaime Hernandez, a chef from the Boca del Rio area. They were all arraigned today before Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser for the charge of trafficking 3.455 kilos of cocaine. They all pleaded not guilty in the arraignment today, but due to the quantity of the drugs, the Chief Magistrate could not grant them bail. As we reported on at around 8:30 last Thursday night, police found 3.455 kilos of cocaine and 9,600 cash in a Boca del Rio house. While all that sounds like good police work, the defendants and their attorney are alleging that the cops brutalized them in the process of conducting this search, and while they were in police detention. After the arraignment this afternoon, their attorney granted us an interview on the topic.
The mother of one of the accused persons had called distraught, said that someone who was inside the police station had said that her son was badly beaten. One other person informed in the court, in your presence, you heard the whole thing, that in his case the GSU and the other set of police officers who went to the building beat them up badly, covered their heads, shocked one of them with electrical wire taken from some fan, pop it off and then plug it in. He has all the details. One person had to be taken to hospital in San Pedro or somewhere else before coming to the court. The details of the bleeding is disgraceful. I can say to you, as I've said to the family, nothing will come of it. This is not the first or second or third or 10th or 50th time that lawyers and other persons are hearing the story. This is just absolutely disgraceful, that to carry out a search for drugs and to arrest any persons found in any building where drugs are found is a straightforward matter. It's a large contingent of police. There's no need for them to disgrace the name of the country.
All three men were remanded to prison until October 26th of 2020, their next court date. But their attorney believes that they may get bail from the Supreme Court very soon. An off-duty policeman out for a Sunday ride was shot to the hand and left side yesterday. It happened just after nightfall between Lakeview and Ebony Streets. This morning, Senior Superintendent Gilberto Romero told us that the shooters in this unsettling incident are minors.
Okay, on Sunday, the 6th day of September 2020, around 9:45 p.m., police visited the KHMH where they found Wilbur Tree, 30 years, police constable attached to the burglary unit in Belize City with gunshot injuries to the body. Information revealed that Wilbur Tree was on his motorcycle on Ebony Street in Belize City when several gunshots were heard, and as a result he was injured. He underwent treatment at the KHMH and is now in a stable condition. We have 2 minors detained for this investigation and follow-up work is being done. The information we have gathered so far is that he was passing in that area when the gunshots were heard. That is all the information we have at this time.
30-year-old Chi had to undergo treatment for those wounds at the KHMH but is in a stable condition. Bullets also flew in the Carrillo Puerto area of Santa Elena, Cayo. It happened last night at around 7:30 when 26-year-old Debbie D. Clark says she heard what sounded like firecrackers. However, she quickly realized that she had been shot. That's when she took action, doing everything in her power to get her children to safety. She, unfortunately, sustained 3 bullet wounds. We heard more from Assistant Commissioner of Police Joseph Wyvitt this morning.
Yesterday's date, sometime around 7:30 p.m., San Ignacio police were called to Carrillo Puerto Avenue in San Ignacio, where they met one Debbie D. Clark, a resident of that said street, who reported to police that shortly before the report was made, a male person on a motorcycle rode by and fired several shots in her house, during which she was injured by some of those gunshots. At this point in time, the police is investigating. We do not have a clear motive at this point in time. However, we were told and has not yet been able to confirm that a known George Street gang figure was frequenting the home for the better part of yesterday's date.
Clark was unable to see the gunman. And while Clark won't be able to identify her assailant, that isn't the case for San Jose villager Maria Vasquez. Vasquez was confronted with a nightmarish situation on Friday morning at 3 a.m. when 3 armed men forced their way into her home, tied her up, and demanded money. This morning, ACP Myvitt told us about the arrest of 2 Belize City residents in connection to this home invasion.
To the home of Maria Vasquez in San Jose Village, Orange Walk, where she reported to them that sometime after 3 a.m. on the said morning, 3 Hispanic males forced their way into her home, 2 of whom were armed, and they demanded money. As a result, she was tied up and her home was ransacked. A number of items were stolen. As a result, the police carried out an investigation which led to the detention of one Karin Ramirez, 33 years, of a Belize City address, who was staying at a nearby home. A search of her belongings resulted in the discovery of 3 cell phones, which were positively identified to be those belonging to the complainant, and also a further search of her belongings resulted in the discovery of a 9mm pistol with several rounds of ammunition. She has since been arrested and charged for the crime of handling stolen goods, kept firearm and ammunition without a gun license. Additionally, police investigations led to the detention and arrest of Francisco Rodriguez, 28 years, also of a Belize City address, who have also been arrested and charged for the crime of aggravated burglary as well as handling stolen goods. We are seeking one other suspect in relation to this investigation at this point in time.
The burglars made off with $150 in cash, a blue S10 cell phone, a black Samsung J7 cell phone, and a gold-collared watch. And keeping it in the north, on Friday night, 3 men held up a grocery store in Calcutta village, Corozal. It happened around 7:30 at the community supermarket in Calcutta, where the proprietor was closing her business when 3 men marched in armed with handguns and demanding money. They held her son and husband up and helped themselves to cash once these cell phones were gone. Here's more from the head of the National Crimes Investigation.
Friday last, sometime around 7:30 p.m. or shortly thereafter, Corozal police responded to an information of a robbery at community supermarket in Calcutta village, where the proprietor reported to them that sometime shortly before 7:30, whilst she was closing her business establishment, 3 male persons entered just about closing time, two of whom were armed with handguns, and they demanded money, and as a result an undisclosed amount of money along with some cell phones were stolen. Police are investigating. We are following several leads in respect to this at this point in time. We did have a look at the surveillance footage for which we are looking at several areas in respect to the investigation.
And we take a break now. When we come back, a 21-year-old Belizean from Gales Point nominated for Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival. We'll talk to Indira Andrewin. Don't go away.
Big September celebrations, patriotic sale, and we got super deals all month long, like 15% off all our quality decorative paints. You can wave your flag too. That's Berger, Domestic, Dutch Boy, and Pinto. Plus, get 15 to 30% off tons of items store-wide, and lots of good stuff on clearance, including tile. So come into Brothers Habet on Barrack Road to celebrate your patriotism all September. Brothers Habet wishes all Belizeans a happy and safe September celebration.
RF&G Insurance wants you to be prepared for the hurricane season. We encourage you to visit us at 1 Coney Drive in Belize City or one of our countrywide agents to review your insurance policies to make sure you are adequately covered to weather any storm. RF&G Insurance Company Limited, where it pays to get it right.
Meals are better at home with Coca-Cola. Collect 2 golden caps of Coca-Cola, Fanta, or Sprite 1.5 liter with the word WIN, and 1 golden cap with the word microwave, or 1 with the word Oster, and you can win a microwave oven or Oster pots and pans. You'll also receive a free kitchen utensil with all 1.5 liter twin pack purchases. You can collect all 4 utensils. Visit www.coca-cola.com.
Now is the time to sign up for the best postpaid plans in the country, because Digi has doubled the data in all their plans. Now you can get even more done, connect even more, stream even more, create even more, and share even more. all on the fastest mobile network that gives you the most coverage nationwide. Now is the time to go postpaid with plans starting as low as $49 monthly. Shared plans are also available, all with unlimited talk and text. So don't wait. Hurry over to your nearest Digi store to sign up today. Enjoy double the data in all postpaid plans only with Digi. Border jumping is illegal and puts our entire nation at risk. Our neighbors, Guatemala and Mexico, are experiencing rapidly increasing numbers of COVID-19 cases, and there are more deaths every day. Persons entering Belize illegally from these hotspot countries are not being tested for COVID-19. That's why it is important to report anyone entering Belize illegally by calling our hotlines. Smart users call 0800-JUMPERS or 0800-BORDERS. For Digi, call 0800-SAVE-BZE. Condoning or engaging in border jumping is putting yourself, your family, and the entire country at risk. Remember, anyone caught will be fined up to $5,000 and or imprisoned for 2 years. Stop border jumping now. This message is brought to you by the Belize Police Department and the Belize Bank.
Saltar la frontera es ilegal y coloca a toda la nación en riesgo. Nuestros vecinos, Guatemala y México, han experimentado un rápido incremento de casos de contagio de COVID-19 y hay más muertes cada día. Personas entrando a Belice ilegalmente, viniendo de esos países con múltiples casos, no les están haciendo las pruebas de COVID-19. Es por eso que es importante reportar a cualquiera que entre ilegalmente a Belice llamando a nuestras líneas directas. Para Smart, marque 0800-586-7377, 0800-267-3377 y para Digi, marque 0800-728-3293. Tolerar o participar en entrar ilegalmente es ponerte a ti, a tu familia y a todo tu país en riesgo. Recuerda, cualquiera que sea arrestado deberá pagar una multa de hasta $5,000 y o prisión por 2 años. Detén el salto de fronteras hoy. Este mensaje es presentado por el Departamento de Policía de Belice y el Banco de Belice.
Every year, the September celebrations are a grand occasion, and for the official launch, the government usually holds it in part of the country that has some historical or cultural significance. But last night, due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, the National September Celebrations Commission had to settle for a virtual launch, which was broadcasted from the Placencia Resort. Although the event was scaled way back to limit mass gatherings and person-to-person interactions, the organizers still attempted to share the patriotic spirit behind the celebrations. Opening ceremony lasted for almost 3 hours, and it was live on all TV stations. Here are excerpts from 2 important speakers at the teleconference event.
The nation has been crafted and made stronger and more resilient by adversity, right up to the attainment of political independence. And so, even though our plans to celebrate the coming of age of our township and the annual September celebrations, we will continue to cherish in our hearts and in our souls the need for patriotism and nationalism in these particularly challenging times. We must continue to be visionary in all that we do, so that the adversities we face are set aside, defeated, and become stepping stones to a better nation. We must continue to be vibrant and forward-looking in everything we attempt and eventually accomplish. And so, through the use of modern technology, we are having an official launch of the September celebrations. It is with heartfelt pleasure that I say to everyone, let us celebrate not necessarily in the streets, but from our hearts and souls, realizing that without this blessed nation, we have lost our birthright.
Let us again harness the indomitable spirit of our September forefathers from over 200 years ago, when our ancestors made a fateful decision to defend the then settlement of the Bay of Honduras at the mouth of the Belize River in the face of an overwhelming armada whose only purpose was to destroy the small settlement of what was to become modern-day Belize. Let us put on the armor of our early patriotic and nationalistic leaders who individually and collectively resisted colonialism, brought about the change and brought Belize to independence in 1981.
The next major event on the celebrations calendar is the 9th Night Bram, which is also virtual, but you will be able to see it here on Channel 7. Again, the theme for this year's celebrations is overcoming adversity, creating opportunity. Belizeans unite for prosperity. She's a 21-year-old Belizean from Gales Point, Manatee, but Indira Andruin has jetted off to Venice, where she's nominated for Best Actress at the city's prestigious annual film festival. The nomination comes after Indira's debut role in the Mexican film Selva Trágica, a tale of magical realism and feminine empowerment that is set in the 1920s and takes place on the Mexico-Belize border. We'll have a full interview with the actress in tomorrow's newscast, but here is a snippet and a first look at the Selva Trágica trailer.
How did you get this part?
Okay, so the director, Yuleni Azolias, she's from Mexico City, and she wanted to do something with Belize. She fell in love when she visited Belize, and so on Facebook, and she was looking for a couple of Belizeans, and Agnes, who I play, they were looking for like this young Creole girl, brown skin, and who would love to shoot in the jungle. And I was like, well, that's me, because I'm Creole. I grew up in a Creole village, and I've always been like connected to nature. And at the time that I found out, I was in Gales Point, which is a Creole village that I was born in. and I was visiting my dad, and my mom called me and she's like, "Oh, I just saw this this advertisement on Facebook. They're looking for this actress, and I think you could fit the part." And I was just like, whoa, like I never thought about acting before, so it was just so cool when my mom told me about that. So that's how I found out. And my mom sent in some pictures that I had taken from like my modeling days in the jungle. First, the movie goes through the film festivals, and then in between that, the trailers come out. And definitely, as time goes on, we reveal like more places that the film will be shown. In Belize, of course, you'll see it, but we're not sure the exact time. It may take like till the ending of the year, beginning of next year, but for sure soon.
Selva Trágica is a Yuleni Oliazola film. The Mexican director is known for highlighting indigenous cultures while working in challenging terrain. The Supreme Court and the General Registry will be closed for the next 2 working weeks, commencing today. As you might suspect, that's because COVID has come to the court. This weekend, the Supreme Court and the General Registry alerted the public that 2 of its employees have tested positive for the coronavirus. As a result of these employees being identified, 20 additional members of the court staff will be tested for COVID-19. All office spaces will be closed until September 18th. A 2-day sanitization process of all those spaces began today, and it will continue tomorrow. In the meantime, a skeleton staff will be available to assist with urgent applications. And in Orange Walk, the town board's traffic department has been forced to close after at least 3 employees tested positive for COVID-19 in that town, where the number of infections is soaring. It started with 1 employee from the traffic department who tested positive, leading to others being swabbed. Then the manager, along with one of the records clerk, tested positive. The test results for other employees are still pending, and traffic offices in the town remains closed for 2 weeks. The Belize Bank branch in that town has also announced that it is closing as a precautionary measure until next week, Monday. And that's all we have for you for tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indira Craig. Remember that you can see a streaming video of this newscast at 7newsbelize.com, brought to you by Digi for the best postpaid plans in the country. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask at all times in public, properly of course, and to keep your social distance. Stay safe and make sure to join me back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Have a great night.